First the president, then Iowa's governor. The president on Tuesday night gives the State of the Union address to the nation, and then afterwards, Republicans chose Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds to give her party's response. It'll be a historic moment for Iowa's governor. Now, another Iowan who previously made some history will be watching.
I'm so excited for her, and I'm so proud of her. I can't think of anybody better to kind of voice the Republican perspective and vision than Kim Reynolds. I think she's going to do great.
You and Kim Reynolds have something in common in the sense that you were the first woman to hold your respective position. That kinship like that, how have you viewed, because of your experience as the state's first speaker, how have you viewed her experience on the job as governor?
Well, for one thing, I think we share a passion for the state of Iowa. It's why we devoted so much of our careers to doing what we did. And I think the other thing is, I know that it's always hard to do really hard things during hard times, and Governor Reynolds has had some really hard times to navigate for this state. And I just think she's done a magnificent job. And I'm just proud of her. It's wonderful to have her doing it, a woman doing it. I think she's inspirational. The way she stepped forward, the job she's done as governor, and even more inspiring when she gives that speech.
What do you think has happened in our state over maybe the last decade or so with you rising up to speaker? You have Joni Ernst going into the Senate. We have numerous women who have now been members of the U.S. House. You have Kim Reynolds as governor. What has changed over the last decade where we're seeing so many women in those prominent positions, where in our entire history as a state, we didn't have that happen before? So what's changed?
Well, I think women stepped up even more. And that's not to suggest women didn't in the past, but I think the culture has moved forward. I can remember the first time I was elected, people said, are your kids going to be okay? Well, they were, my youngest was like a senior in high school, and the rest were in college. I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay. But today we don't ask women those questions. We understand that women can navigate all kinds of challenges, raise a family, have a job, do things outside the home, and want to be interested and involved in their government. And I think everybody has recognized that when women step up, they do a good job, and more women have stepped up. And so I'm excited about that. But I think that's the biggest change. More women saw it as a possibility and actually sort of put their hand up and said, I'm ready, I want to do this.
Is it a cultural change in the sense that more people are accepting, if you will, and asking those questions like you mentioned about, well, who's going to take care of the kids if you're going to be a legislator? Is it the parties more focused on recruiting good women? Is it both? What do you think?
I do think it's both. I think as more women are more successful, I know when I go places, and I'm sure the governor experiences this too, so much enthusiasm from young women, from women in the communities where we go. And really it just takes, hey, why don't you think about doing this? And many of them say, I will do that. I'm going to run for my school board, my city council. I'm going to run for the legislature, and someday maybe I'll even run for governor. So I think having more women out there as examples, get more women to raise their hands.
One of the things the governor wanted as a priority this legislative session was some substantial tax reform. As the Republican-led Senate and House work together on this compromise deal, how big a deal do you view that this will be for a state? That this had been done, smaller tax cuts, if you will, in the past, so that was probably the largest states ever had, but this is even more than that. So what do you think the benefit of this will be?
Well, first of all, I think it was very important that the governor asked for that, created a bold vision in her State of the State message. And I think she communicated her desire for the legislature to get this done. The legislature stepped up, cutting taxes and doing tax reform is something we love to work on. And so I think they stepped up, and I don't know all of the details of that package. I'm not there anymore, but I do know that it's important for Iowans. Iowans are facing a net cut in their pay based on the Biden inflation. And now we have an opportunity to help them by putting some tax dollars at the state level right back into their pocket.
And in fairness to everybody, we're speaking as the legislature's working on this. For those who are concerned that tax cuts in general will hamstring the state revenues in the future, and there just won't be enough to go around, and certain programs that are important are not going to get what they want, how do you assure people that that won't happen, that lawmakers will be committed to make sure that the important stuff gets enough funding?
Well, I think history. I mean, we have a long history of when we've seen tax cuts in Iowa and in other states. For the most part, you see reinvestment of those dollars, growth in your business, growth in your economy. And certainly that's a trajectory I was on under Kim Reynolds' leadership. And I think that's going to be the future that we see. So legislature has a responsibility to pay the bills, balance the budget. They will do that. And we have the revenue that Iowans have sent into Iowa that has created additional resources that we don't need to be spending today. We need to be getting it back into Iowans' pockets.
Okay, now earlier on you were talking about when you were running for the legislature and people asking questions about who's going to take care of the kids. All right, now you're retired, so now you got more time to be with the kids and now grandkids in your life. Update people on what you're doing in retirement, because you're not fully retired.
Well, I'm not fully retired. I'm co-chairing the party and doing some other things, serving on some boards. But I am spending a great deal more time with my family, especially my husband. And we've been able to actually enjoy a little winter weather, taking some brief breaks. And so it's really good to have the extra family time now, and I'm enjoying that just as I enjoyed serving in the legislature for nearly 20 years. So just a different phase of my life, but I'm keeping busy.
So what are Democrats thinking about Tuesday night's speech? We'll talk to one next.